I was talking to the images team, and I said, in particular Amitabh, I said, what's the thought process? He says, so when you go and get married in the old traditional time, you do a Swayamvar, where somebody has to come and present, and both each other have to choose the best out of the entire lot which is represented, and everybody has to make their best pitch and get to also understand in the olden times, because in the olden times you don't have too much options of interaction. So the thought process is to build from that is get the retailers and developers together on the same platform. Let the retailers showcase and tell them to the developers what they are looking at in terms of their growth plans, what's the vision of the brand. And it gives the opportunity of the panel of developers to talk to the retailers and ask them some pertinent questions in terms of how they think they will get them into their shopping centers, or when the developers are designing their new shopping centers, how they can incorporate the new formats and understand them. So I think it's a great session. Can I get the retailers on the dais, please? Abhishek, Raj? Yeah, go on. Abhishek Raj from Lacoste. Mr. Vivek, Bali's CEO of Enrich. Mr. Alok Pandey from Village Food Courts. Arif Raza from Vedant Fashions. Okay. So, Abhishek, you're more comfortable sitting, standing. You're in the spotlight, so be comfortable. Okay. Yeah, please. So can we have the video first?
So, just to kick this off, because I've handed it over to Pankaj and I'm getting off the stage. Swayamvar is actually powered by CB67, Punjab's most prestigious mixed-use development.
Thank you very much. So let's start with you, Abhishek. So you have 3 minutes to make your best pitch to all the topmost developers in this country. You have the mic.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thanks a lot. Sorry? Okay. So thank you and good evening, everyone. Thanks to Amitabh for having this and bringing us here. One pitch that what we are exactly looking at and what is the vision is. The expansion plan for us and for Lacoste would be to the key cities in India. Delhi and Mumbai, or Mumbai MMR or Delhi NCR put together is our key cities there where we should be. What exactly we should look at and what exactly we will look here is a perfect blend or a perfect mix of the international premium brands in and around in our respective zone is how we should really look at and what we look at whenever we evaluate any project, any development in India. Mostly, if it is already a successful mall in terms of overall gathering a right kind of footfall, that's how we look at, we understand, and we also try and see what are the catchment the mall, the respective mall or the new mall is catering to. Even if we see as in, for a brand like us, and it's more important that we see how exactly the mall is positioning itself, as well as what catchment they are going to cater. Is it already a developed catchment, or it is an upcoming catchment where the development is? If it is already a developed catchment, then there are certain parameters that one looks at. What is the average ticket size? What is the value? What kind of other brands are there? What kind of car, etc. people are using? These are a few key parameters that one really looks at whenever there's a new mall. When it comes to moving to a newer city where we are not present, with the digital technology, I think we have a lot of data nowadays available where exactly our customers are and from where exactly we are getting our orders, etc. So, for example, few cities which really was surprise to us when we started online sales were cities like Indore, cities like Patna, Ahmedabad. These were the cities where we don't have any stores, but if we look at top 10 cities from where we are getting our orders are, then these are the cities which are like top 10 cities in India. So that's kind of an indication which really gives us a glimpse where exactly the next expansion could be or a possible location. At the same time, with the digital technology, we are now getting a lot of data as insight as who is the real customer. So gone are the days when people used to think that Lacoste is only for those who, for the already accomplished people who have already attained certain value, or certain age, or certain income in their life. If you look at what exactly and who are we actually catering today, it's the 25 to 35 age group is what we are catering the most, and they are consuming the most. So if I may summarize this whole thing, what exactly we should look at? The catchment, most important thing. The positioning of the mall, which is the second important thing, and a dedicated specific zone for international premium brand where one should not be looked at as one of the most expensive brand. Unless there's going to be a exact replica, or I would say the similar level brand in a specific zone, then it is difficult for one to really explain as in how you are so expensive or whether your products are so expensive. This is what I want to summarize.
Very quick, one-word answer. How many stores this year you want?
So we are looking for very selective 5 to 7 doors. Key cities, already successful mall is going to be our priority, but newer locations also.
So 5 to 7 stores this year for Lacoste. Top 3 cities where you would want to be and where you are not.
Sorry, come again?
Top 3 cities where you want to be.
Okay, so top 3 cities, again, apart from Delhi, Mumbai.
Where you're not there.
So apart from this, Ahmedabad could be one. Bangalore is another one. Bangalore and Hyderabad could be other cities where we should be.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Can I request Mr. Vivek Bali, CEO of Enrich?
A very good afternoon to all of you. And it's my pleasure to be amongst all of you. And today I would present to you what we are planning for Enrich. So Enrich, basically our motto is love begins with you and all of you and our customers. And enriching new beauty experiences is what we are going to do. So just a little brief about Enrich. Started in 1997, and today we have about 80 stores, mainly in the West and South. And Enrich today is backed by Westbridge Capital. And now the expansion from beauty services, we are going to be moving into beauty services and beauty retail together. Yeah, and that's the new way forward, and that's the new way that we feel the customer experiences are going to be very good. I think what the vision that we have set for ourselves is to be the best beauty destination with a leading beauty image. And I think that's very important when we talk about a beauty destination. We are talking about all the categories in beauty, whether it's fragrances, skincare, hair care, makeup, bath and body accessories, all related to beauty under one roof and very well segregated to make shopping an experience over there. Leading beauty image would be the look and feel of the store, and the ladies and the customers who come there should enjoy the experience. What we are committed to is obviously to be a great place to work for Planet Enrich members, a great shopping experience for our customers, and a great partnership with our brand partners. How are we different? I think it's important to see this because, there are players in the market and how we would be different from them. I think experiential buying journey is what we're going to be talking about, and a guided buying experience for beauty shoppers in store, on e-commerce, and the Omni experience that we would be giving. Expert community, in terms of dealing with, beauty experts and influencers in India. And Enrich is known to have a fantastic set of influencers and celebrities who are our customers in the West. Especially when you look at Bombay, we have them all over there, and they work with us very closely. Rich content, what you'll see on social media, what you'll see in the store, and what you'll see, online would be very, very, learning experience for customers. Truly Omni, I think people talked about it today. We're going to be, there are a lot of touch points in the store, online, and on social. And therefore, we facilitate buying decisions, not just talk about a product. Options for purchasing online, pick up in the store, click and collect, and save the sale, endless aisle. That's what we're going to be doing. What is our promise to the customers? Creativity. Make Enrich the most admired one-stop shop for all things in beauty in India. Feelings, customers should enjoy a seamless beauty experience from services to experiential store to an endless online beauty buying. What they should remember us for, and you, where we partner, customers should remember Enrich as a unique, safe place to freely live beauty through energizing and immersive experiences. Objective, make Enrich the most loved brand of its category. The DNA, I think this is what it is, very important. And I think when we look at this DNA, we look at our partners, the brands who have similar DNAs, the shopping malls who have a similar DNA. So it's about great selection of brands, wide selection of brands and products across categories, competitive and unique rewards program, that's what we are known for. Great learning experience for customers when they come, in terms of full and mini makeovers, in terms of skincare problem solutions. I have this problem, solve it here. Hair styling guide, hair color guide, and fragrance selection guide. Nobody has that right now. Great experience. You try, test, and experiment everything in the store. It's your store. You are free to try anything in the store. And enjoy the shop. That's the attitude that we train people on, that The customer should get the best experience in any corner of the store. These are our offerings: makeup, skincare, hair care, fragrances, bath and body accessories, male grooming, and gift items. And on the other side, you see all the services are related to the categories. So I think the customer gets an immersive experience because they come for services, they can go for buying products. They come for buying products, they go in for services. Our customer segments, primarily there are three, and this is existing customers. There are newbies who are younger customers, socioeconomic class A and B, and they're looking for value, and we offer value. Trendsetter, little elder, premium, socioeconomic class A, looking for, and they desire latest trends. We offer latest trends in makeup, in skincare, in fragrances. Evolved, the more mature, prestige, socioeconomic class A, and they're looking for advanced technology and innovation. And we have that all, the entire collection has that. Rollout plan, fairly extensive. The yellow dots that you see is where we are. The green dots are where we are going. So it's an aggressive expansion. We're looking at about 57 doors. Phase 1 is 25, and these are the cities that we are covering. This is based on the beauty index that we have already in the country.
Just a quick summary. You're looking at 57 stores.
Yeah.
And in phase 1, looking to do 25 stores.
Yes.
Perfect. Great.
So these are the cities that we're targeting.
And
out
what's
of this,
the average format size?
2,500 to 2,800 square feet.
And who's the perfect adjacent neighbor to your store? Around which zone you want
I
to be
think,
in?
obviously, it's a mix. So, if you look at apparel, the good brands in apparel, obviously, each one is valuable for us. 70% of our customers are ladies. 30% are men. So I think accordingly, apparel becomes quite a good, thing for us. A Zara and H&M kind of a client, or even a Marks and Spencer kind of a client. These are, I can name a few, I can name more, but I think these are the ones which top of the line, which I can remember, and I think those would be good audiences.
So Vivek, we got the number of stores, we got the format size, we got your neighbors. Anything you like to tell the developer community they should look at when coming to you for a brand? One quick line. Yeah,
so quickly what I'll do is, without talking much, I'll show you, we've already opened 4 new stores. Out of the 80 stores, 4 new are the new format. I'll quickly show you the visuals of those stores so that you get a feel of how our store looks, which will be enticing for all of you, I hope so. That's the store front that we have. Almost anything from 25 to 30 feet is the store front. That's how it looks. It's segregated by category: fragrance, skincare, makeup, hair care, and you have the experiential zones. This is the other view. This is how our cash till looks with a media wall, 3 pauses for people. This is how beauty on the move. You want to buy travel sizes, they'll be displayed right next to the cash till. Hot favorites, every month, new trend, what's trending in makeup comes onto this table. The fragrance section, that's how it looks. You have a launch pad, where you want to launch new brands and new products. You have category visuals, and each brand has its own color on the back wall. Fragrance experiential, find your fragrance. Nobody has that. What we do is we segregate brands by fragrance family and display it so that when you come and you're looking for floral, you got the choice there. You're looking for spicy, you got the choice there. You're looking for, citrus, you got the choice there. So it's an easy selection.
Vivek, can we quickly...
Yeah. That's the beauty bar where we give the experientials, mini makeovers, express facials, and our hair updos. That's the lip bar. Nobody has this. Custom-made lipstick. Ladies can come there and order their shade. In 30 minutes, we give you a lipstick right there. In front of your eyes, the color you can try and buy. These are the gondolas in this thing, in the store. End caps. That's skincare. That's hair care. And these are the beauty services, the 𝗥𝗘𝗧𝗔𝗜𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗦 room. This is the hair wash. This is the manicure pedicure room. This is the hairstyle and treatment room, and the skincare rooms and spa. That's what it comes with. Thank you all, and look forward to partnering with each one of you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vivek. Please have a seat. Can I call next is Mr. Alok Pandey from Village Food Courts, please.
Hi, good evening everyone. First and foremost, greatly appreciate we getting a chance being the new kid on the block and standing with all the industry stalwarts. And thank you to Images Group. Since a lot of you people do not know much about Village Group, I'll just give a small brief on what we are, what we do. Village Group, basically, it's a vertical integration of 6-7 different businesses integrating into an umbrella organization, and we call it Village Group. We have one of our flagship businesses is Village Outlets, Village Outlet Malls, that is in partnership with TOG. That's a US-based, one of the biggest outlet mall management companies in the world. We have got urban mall management company, Premier Outlets. We have our entertainment division, Cineport Entertainment, that's the multiplex division. We have a multiplex in that. Hello Via Park is the FEC division in that. And Village Food Court actually looks after the entire F&B business of Village Group. Now, the idea of starting Village Food Court was basically, we were discussing that how best can we fill our own mall spaces, which we are co-developing with different developers. What kind of features can we bring into the food domain, into the food allocation of our malls? And more importantly, we were trying to see that how best can we differentiate the food element in our own mall spaces. The idea was to create something which is apart from what is available in this regular, which is available in the regular domain, in the regular days. One of the key differentiators that we have created is we went on to forward integration by acquiring new brands. So as of now, Village Food Court is probably one of the biggest, has one of the biggest international QSR brand portfolio in the country. We have acquired almost 35 QSR brands. While we were doing the forward integration of acquiring brands, we also went on to the backward integration. We tried looking at other aspects of managing a food court, trying to strengthen our kitchen operations. And to strengthen our kitchen operations, we have gone into a joint venture partnership with Zing Ventures. That's a Singapore-based company. And with this partnership, we get kitchen as a service operation capabilities. We are probably one of the very few companies in India which has a proper hybrid dark kitchen model, wherein we are trying to create dark kitchen spaces within our food courts that is being operated in the malls that we are doing. Like Zing Ventures, we also have a good good international collaboration with Insight Food Tech. It's a Malaysia-based company. With Insight Food Tech, we have a portfolio of almost 3-4 brands. And while we were doing all of this, the idea was only to differentiate our food courts, differentiate the place, and try to create an experiential dining environment in our food courts. When we say experiential dining environment, let's bring some new brands. Let's bring something fresh, which is not available in the country. Our idea was try to develop a startup culture, try to encourage startup brands which are driven by chefs, unlike a regular heat and serve kind of model which is being followed. That was the entire idea. And with certain verticals that we have, like entertainment, we have the capability of creating and making our food courts into an experiential dining zone. When we talk about experiential dining zone, we can create miniature, mini FEC formats. Our FEC formats is more driven towards adult gaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, rather than the normal arcade play. So these are the kind of differentiators that we are bringing to our food court domain. Although I've said experiential dining a couple of times, we have some of the best large restaurant formats with us. I would just show you one small video of a unique restaurant format that we have recently signed. Can we just play the video and I'll just explain it after that. Thank you. Village Food Court basically is going to solve, if we partner you, the way we do our business is we are a 360-degree food court management company. We come in, we do the designing, we do the development of the food courts, we bring on brands, we bring on our partner brands, then we also do the food court management. So we are actually taking the pain point out of the food court business, which is kind of a difficult thing to do, I mean, as we know it. And we are creating a sustainable ecosystem. And that is what we are doing. This was just one of the glimpses of what we have done. From the normal mall management business, we have also forayed into highway retail. Recently, we have just closed 4 flagship properties of NHAI, their wayside development. They are focused on it, and we have closed the EP, Eastern Peripheral Expressway. There are 4 locations on that, so we are being quite bullish on highway retail also. It's been only 12 months, and we are a young startup. But in these 12 months, we have bagged almost 15 plus projects, and we have almost 4 lakh square feet of F&B space under management. So, I mean, as of now, this is what we are offering, and this is what we have. And we would greatly appreciate if we can get good partners, and we can probably bring our services and bring our value addition to your properties.
Thank you so much, Alok. Please have a seat. Can we get Arif, Raza, Vedant Fashions?
Hi, good evening, everybody. I represent Vedant Fashions, which owns brands like Manyavar, Mohe, Twain, Mebaz, Manthan, and we currently have a fleet of around 600 stores across India. Out of those, around 12 stores are abroad. We have 5 stores in US, 1 store in Canada, Mississauga, and we also have 6 stores in UAE. So we have been growing at about a CAGR of 16 to 17% in terms of store area every year. And we continue to grow at that pace. And if the opportunity comes, we might increase our speed. Bottom line for us is the most important factor when we expand. And this is a brand which is built on efficiency. We have a very robust business model, a franchisee model. The first thing which we do is we calculate franchisee ROI. Because with the Manyavar, we are profitable from day one. So we focus on our partners' productivity, our partners' P&L. And that's how we propose stores. We control the store design, we control the location, we do the analysis, we develop a strategy, and everybody else, the partners and everybody is aligned with the strategy. Talking about next year, like I said, 16, 17% of probably 1.2, 1.3 million square feet is what we are targeting at. And we are evenly spread in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And we hope to continue, with the same ratio. Because since it's a category where people spend from their, savings rather than their disposable income, a TG is very wide. A guy who doesn't, spend 1,000 rupees on a shirt in his entire life would go and buy a 20, 30,000 rupees sherwani. So from tier 2, 3, 4, there's a huge response. And when COVID happened, most of the, tier 2, tier 3 towns did pretty well for us. And that opened our eyes. We ourselves were surprised because people stopped going to, bigger cities. Anybody, that was a wake-up call. And we have started, exploring all the cities and kind of earmarked around 125 more cities. We are already in 225 cities. So I think the journey ahead is pretty smooth, and all we need is good developments in these tier 2, tier 3 towns. Even in tier 1, we are trying to upgrade our whole fleet of stores. When I talk about upgrade, it can be a relocation, it can be addition of space, but we are trying to create entry barrier in every tier. For example, if we have a store which is around 5,000 square feet in South Delhi, we would like to convert into a 10,000 or a 15,000 if the productivity is higher. Similarly, we try to do the same in every tier. So even if in a tier 2 or tier 3 cities, our 1,500 square feet store is doing good productivity, we try and improve and we try to double or triple the space. So this is the strategy, and anybody interested to propose store can just go through an older set of stores and propose the stores in the same catchment market or mall. We are open to upgrade the whole fleet. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so I thought you said. So finally, I also want to add here that I have been saying this for a while, that the malls sometimes miss the very important category, wedding. We all know Indians spend money during wedding, education, and making house. So sometimes we see the assortments are not right for a brand like Manyavar or Mohe. We have lesser number of jewelers as anchors in malls. And we should look at, even when you plan a mall, kindly look at the high street brands also when you plan your mall or strategy for the mall. Sometimes we overlook high street saying that they are not the competition or TG is not overlapping. So not every developer does this, but many people overlook the high street, strong high streets also. Once you go through the high street, then you will have better sense of assortment which you should bring in your own catchment in your own mall. So looking forward to a great 2023 FY, and best of luck to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Arif. In paucity of time and interest of the conversation, I suggest we open the questions alongside with the developer community to ask the retailer. For the other retailers who've already gone with, we'll open it to the end. But for Arif, any questions for Arif and the business which he represents from any of the developers? I think Arif, all the mall owners already have you very much. You already have well-entrenched plans with them. Please have a seat.
Most of them are friends, so
yes.
They ask in private.
Yeah. Can we get Mr. Mehboob Menon from Marks and Spencer's?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So my first session with IRF as a speaker, slightly nervous, but very, very familiar faces, who have been talking to me one-on-one over the forums, over the calls, over the team calls. That is slightly giving me more comfort level right now to be on this forum and talk about M&S. I think M&S, we all know it's a great international brand from UK. In India, we are partnered with Reliance as a JV partner. Currently trading from 92 locations, 92 stores in 32 cities, predominantly present in Tier 1. The ratio would be around about 70-30. Our expansion plans are pretty aggressive. There has been this COVID impact which certainly pulled us down for some period. But pre-COVID, we were absolutely growing almost around about 17 to 18 stores a year, which was adding almost around about 150 to 180,000 square feet space within Tier 1 and Tier 2. The focus remains absolutely Tier 1 and Tier 2. Currently, we are around about 70% in Tier 1 and 30% in Tier 2. I think we all know from the delegates where it's about the quality of the retail, which has been not present. Wherever we are already associated with good partners like Phoenix, Inorbit, Nexus, many more to name, Pacific and everything. So I think we would certainly need one more collaboration of around where we come to these Tier 2 cities, where we expand our business. I think Tier 2 has been a very growing site for all of the business in the entire fraternity right now. So some of the challenges which we faced in Tier 2, which we saw it in last 1 decade, was the quality of the retail. Space availability is always a challenge out over there. If the space retail is there, then I think the promoters or the promoters, they are not from that retailer background, which gives us the challenges for us to expand. From expansion point of view, I think last year also we managed to open around about 7 stores, predominantly in Tier 1. This year we are planning to open around about 13 stores, predominantly in Tier 2. 70% of the space is coming in Tier 2. We've been managed to create the space right now, okay? And I think the strategy of the brand is very clear that we wanted to add on around about 140 to 150,000 square feet every year, which gives us a good business top line. And I think, in my view, I think we certainly need these supports, people like what I mentioned, like Phoenix, DLF, Bansal Saab, to come up in Tier 2, give us some support, good hands. I think CP67 was one of the where we started the association with Bansal Saab once again. So I think it will be a right move where we spread into Tier 2s, get into a right size of the mall, get into a right mix. Because what I saw it was when you don't have a right size, the brand certainly goes here and there, and which certainly dilutes the customer, which I believe that shouldn't be the case for all of us as a retailer. So I think yes, certainly our expansion plans, we look around about 140,000 to add next year, which will be around about 14 to 15 stores. And if all goes well, I'm sure in the forum we came that home is again one of the challenge which we have it right now, which we wanted to introduce into our categories. So in the existing space as well as new space.
Perfect. Great. Any questions?
I wanted to ask a question. Since you are adding home, and are you looking at more categories to be brought in India?
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
Are there more categories that you want to add to the store? In
yes,
food
sir.
And like you said, home you are bringing. Are you also planning to bring food?
Yes, food is always on the radar, Rajesh. I'm sure we all been trying hard, but I think there are some regulatory issues which we are facing it. There has been some good wide development. In fact, we almost worked for 3 years, and then we had this COVID challenge, which put us on a back foot. But again, it has been reinitiated. The average, Rajesh, to answer your question slightly more in detail, the average size in a Tier 1 kind of a mall, we are around about 13.5, 14,000 square feet, which caters our 4 categories. Now, home is another category which we wanted to add on. So I think probably this financial year, last financial year, we managed to open 3 trial stores. And this financial year, we'll be adding the home category almost in about 20 stores from now, which will take the business up for the brand.
And what would be your space requirement with home and other categories?
Radish, for space requirement for Tier 1 would be, if we are talking about home, is around about 15 to 18,000 square feet, and around about flagship store will be around about 22 to 25,000 square feet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Radish. Anyone else?
Mehboob, because you requested for mall owners to set up new malls in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. Do you guys, obviously now I'm talking to you, do you have a list of cities which you are actually exploring?
Yes,
so that we also work with lot of clarity.
Certainly. I'll come to your office and share that sheet, Rohit.
Hello. My question is just an extension of Rajnish said. Mark and Spencer is very well known in UK for FMCG food. And in our country, even in Tier 1, after the slow expansion of food hall, a big category is missing, which is, you can say, premium FMCG stores. So are you looking for exclusive food or FMCG stores like food hall, like you have in London, in Tier 1 cities in India, number one? Number two, what about your expansion of exclusive lingerie stores or something which is not a family store, exclusive home stores, exclusive lingerie stores, exclusive stores which are not part of your family stores?
Great. To answer your question, number one, sir, yes, food is always, as I mentioned, always on our radar. As of now, we are just sorting out the regularity issues, which we will have to understand what is the kind of a modality we will be able to take it across within the existing stores, new stores. And I think when we talk about existing stores, I think we will have to come back to you and say, okay, these are our space requirement for the food, which will be again a second round of a discussion. But I think it is at a very raw stage right now. But of course, yes, it has taken a big leap in terms of putting the regularities right, which we have already started. Coming to your question number two, is lingerie. Yes, we, out of 92 stores, sir, 22 stores are lingerie stores for us. An exclusive lingerie store. Fantastic business, good number of walk-ins customers, but there has been a positive feedback that wherever we don't have a full-line stores, which is a micro market, we'll have to open up a lingerie store. Certainly that slightly gives us a room for our new stores to get expand. So if you see, there are 1 or 2 cities, I don't want to name it on this forum, but I certainly will see it across, where we have been present as a lingerie store. And now we have got an opportunity to create a full line store, which we are doing it. We will be certainly getting a full line store, putting that lingeries. So I think a lingerie is again a micro market catchment for us. For a major catchment, I think a full line store, 16,000 square feet store has been a very good numbers of stores which has done a very phenomenal businesses for us.
So you're open for expansion of exclusive lingerie store even, where your full store is not available.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
So you're open for expansion of your lingerie stores where your main store is not possible?
I think the opportunities is welcome both, sir. There's no problem. So I think we saw today one of the forum where we had a couple of good properties coming up in Lucknow, but we are already associated with the Phoenix. So if in a full line store, so if we get an opportunity with Lulu, we are certainly open for that.
Thank you. Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Regarding your home and your full line store, so do you have a model where you combine the both? And what kind of area do you look at when you have both the categories together?
So yes, sir. As of now, it's a combination of complete store. So it's men's, women's, kids, lingeries, and home as of now. Okay.
Okay. And how big is that? What's the area?
So I just mentioned it. Our strategy, if we talk about excluding home, the size which we look at around about 14 to 15,000, including home, we're talking about around 18 to 19,000 square feet store.
So 18,000 includes home.
Yes.
And lingerie as well.
Yes.
Okay. And are you also, another question is, are you also signing up properties which are futuristic, like 3 years down the line? All right, great.
We already have 60% of the properties secure for next financial year.
Excellent. So there is still room then?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, let's move on to the next panelist, retailer. It's Mr. Deepak Gupta from Puma India. Is he here? I think Deepak is not here. Can I call Mr. Dhaval Raza from SENCO Gold?
Hi, good evening everyone. My name is Dhaval Raja and I represent SENCO Gold and Diamond. We are Kolkata-based organization with around 130 stores that we operate today with over 6 lakh square feet area and over 90 towns that we are present in. I joined this organization a year back. So prior to this, I was working with Raymond heading Park Avenue and Parks business. So it's been a year journey that I have been with SENCO. We have jumped from a turnover of 2,600 crore to 4,000 crore in a year. And there was a lot of changes that we did in the organization, right from the structure to the upliftment of the brand. We got Kiara Advani on board as a brand ambassador, and then we got some international design company to design our stores. A lot of product portfolio has been changed. So it's quite an exciting journey in last 1 year. And as a gold and diamond as a market, it's $80 billion market today, and it's the highest, second highest consumption that happens of gold is in India, next to China. It's a 7% GDP that we get from gold and diamond. So it's a huge industry. And unlike before, this industry was very unorganized, but after a lot of government reforms, regulations, it's become highly organized because hallmarking came into the picture and a lot of retailers have to abide by the rules. So it is well organized business right now. We, as a retailer, SENCO Gold and Diamond, so we have different models that we work on. We work on company-owned stores. We have FOCO models. We have COFO models. We have close to some 57 franchises that we operate with. And our penetration is across. So we started off with East. We are the largest jeweler in East today, with 70 stores is there in the Eastern India. And our penetration is across towns. So even the smaller towns that are there in the East or North, we are present there. As one thing which I would agree with Arif, when he said that these categories, in jewelry or say for traditional. This is something missing in the malls. I'm working with few malls, and I'm sure that the malls which I'm working with would be happy with the category that they have right now, jewelry as a category, because it's a high trading density. You know, the ATVs of the ticket size will be like 1 lakh rupee, a ticket size. So you can understand the trading density that goes. Even a smaller of a stores of 2,000, 3,000 square feet store clocks around 30, 40 odd crore of business. So it's a huge potential, you know, for the malls also, because all these years it has predominantly a high street format, you know, because jewelry was always conceived as a high street format. But now, when we have opened the stores in few malls, it has done phenomenally well. All right. We recently opened in Shipra. We did 70 lakh business on the opening day. So I firmly believe, you know, that for us, it is relevance. We need to have a relevance with the mall because the mall has to position in that way. And similarly, the mall has to also see the relevance of this category. But I believe that it is a highly growing sector. And trust me, be it pre-pandemic or during pandemic or post-pandemic, nothing has affected the business. In fact, during the pandemic, this was the category which has grown leaps and bounds. Even today, you know, it is growing by 25, 30% year on year. So, and there are a lot of avenues because, I mean, if you see the other categories, there are a lot of slack seasons, slums that happen, but in gold and diamond, it never happens like this because there are a lot of other avenues. Even when there is market crash, a lot of people will invest into gold. There is a digital gold. People do a lot of saving into gold. There is an old gold exchange that happens, you know. So it's a huge business. We hardly see maybe a month or two, which is little dull, otherwise 10 months of business. Wedding drives it, festives drive it, New Year's, everything drives this business a lot. So only thing that we expect from the mall developers is that, you know, for us, it is very important to have a zoning because jewelry as a category works in zone. So if you have a right zone that has been created for jewelry, it works wonders for us, right? So, I mean, that's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhaval. Can I open it to the developers to ask Dhaval?
So, like you mentioned that it should be zoned properly, like also Arif mentioned. So you are talking about like Vegas Mall, where we have a special high street zoning for gold and jewelry, and you can say for Manyavar, as well as we have mall.
I can't hear you.
So you are talking like a Vegas Mall, like where we have special high street zoning, where we have jewelers like Kalyan, Malabar, Tanishq, Aura, Bluestone, all are there, and we have Manyavar also there, and we have mall. I think this type of model you're looking for.
Yeah, it does work. It does work.
So
Even the
I have two questions. One, number one, what is the minimum size you are looking for a store where we have all Tanishq, Malabar, Kalyan, Aura, and Bluestone? Number two, are you open for giving revenue share? Because I have seen the jewelry store. Just let me to complete. Not even offering revenue share, they are not ready to even disclose the sales number.
So mall की TD पूरी change हो जाती है. Mall की TD change हो जाती है.
If you are saying my trade density is 10,000 to 20,000, how does it matter to me? So if you are disclosing the number and giving me even 2%, it's more than enough.
Sir, 1% भी बहुत है.
Because generally, I'll tell you the rent to revenue ratio is close to 1%. So 2% is too high.
We are happy with 1% even to start
2% is too high when we talk about the revenue share. As for the format that we have for SENCO Gold and Diamond, on the high street, we do close to some 4,500, 5,000 square feet. In the malls, it is somewhere around 2,000 to 2,500 square feet is what we are targeting for the malls.
But Dhaval, just to get a sense, would you be open to giving revenue share and disclosing your sales numbers also? There are two questions. Sales numbers and revenue share.
See, revenue share is something very typical because, you know, it's difficult to get onto the revenue share for a reason because gold business and diamond business, it's basically a business. In the first year, you do a normal business. I mean, you know, whatever you could fetch out from the new walk-ins. But over a period of time, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, it takes a massive jump. It really takes a massive jump. Like to like, store starts growing at 30, 40% because once you create the base of the consumers, those consumers keep repeating, coming to you because you build that trust, you build that
It's not a
designs.
question of growth. It's a question of sharing, revenue sharing. If you are doing business in everything is in A, nothing is in B, then there is no harm in revenue sharing.
No, there is no harm. Definitely
even
not.
1% is good enough to start with. And whenever you raise the profits.
Okay, so I'll just open up because there is one developer with whom I have done a revenue share. Okay.
Which is the developer? I think that is most important.
That's first time that we have got into revenue share. Okay, because before, I firmly believe, what is the harm if, because it's partnering with the mall, it's partnering with the management. So if mall is giving me a space, if mall is, creating that zone, that experience for my consumers, my TG, I don't see any harm paying them.
But that's most appreciable because that's the way you actually, it helps in raising the TD. Otherwise, there is no use.
Yeah.
Secondly, 2000...
Harshji, he is confirmed revenue share. You have to send LOI now.
Yeah. Today only, before you reach to the Goa airport, I will give you LOI in the proximity to the Kalyan, Malabar, Tanishq, Aura, and Bluestone. I don't think that's a better proximity you are looking for.
This is true Swayamvar. शादी हो गया अभी. Make sure LOI लेके जाना.
हमने तो अपनी लड़की offer करी थी.
Yeah, Rajnish, what is the harm in doing a revenue share? Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying deal is done. Don't drag it. He may change his mind.
Kenny, any more questions from Dhaval?
Yeah. Secondly, I think 2,000 square feet is I think it's a big size. You must correct your size again when you are in a mall, in a particular zone.
2,000 square feet, I'm saying.
Yeah, you are saying 2,000 square feet store.
Yeah.
If it's a super area, then it's fine.
No, carpet, because usme the vault hoga. You have to create a vault space.
I told you, Deepak, you're losing the LOI. You're losing the LOI.
Dhaval, just last one question. Which locations you are or which regions you are growing now?
For us, we are open anywhere. Let me tell you, even in the tier 3 towns, tier 4 towns, we do a good business. So for us, location is not an issue at all.
Great.
Thank
you so much, Dhaval. I think a great session from Dhaval. Can I get Lavish from Rare Rabbit? Rare Rabbit, Rareism, House of Rare.
Good evening, everybody. I represent the House of Rare. We have two brands as of now, Rare Rabbit and Rareism. We would be launching third brand very soon by the month of August or September. And the fourth one by next year, March. We started in 2015. We are at about 60, 65 stores as of now. We are growing at a pace of 20 stores per annum, if you don't count the COVID year. Our vision is to do about 35. Actually, I have signed 35 stores, so I have signed 35. So good? Yeah, it's good. So we have signed 35 stores, and I think we would be operational at 20 stores in next 2 months, and rest 15 would come by Diwali. This is about Rare Rabbit. We are signing about 10 stores per year for Rareism. The idea is to grow the brand into the premium segment. And the vision of the brand to be the most admired men's fashion brand in the country. Or a bigger statement which I always make is Rare Rabbit is India's answer to Europe. We have one single franchisee model wherein the complete control is taken care by the brand. And we believe in having minimal or very few number of franchisees, which is only the master ones. Each franchisee gets about 25-30 stores in its kitty and about 3 to 4 states. So right now we are being very, very careful in terms of signing number of stores. We would have been 90, 95 or 100 stores by today, but I think most of you would know that we must have rejected about 120 stores to actually make it 60 today. That's about it. Thank you.
Questions for Lavish?
Hello. So what is the difference between Rare Rabbit and your other format, Rare, what you call Rare?
Rare Rabbit and Rareism?
Yeah. So in terms of merchandise, in terms of experience?
Actually, sir, Rare Rabbit is all about men's fashion. It's more colorful, more playful. Rareism is a little bit about more matured women. Both are different brands, but with the same approach towards fashion. And we tried doing the House of Rare concept. We thought of doing a 2,500, 3,000 square feet store wherein we can have both the brands together or both the collection together. Somehow it did not work for us because the way Rare Rabbit stores are made are very bright, very well lit, wherein the women needs a little different treatment altogether. So that is where the idea came in that we should create a different brand altogether with a different environment. And also, as a women brand, if it is sitting next to a brand which is, let's say, a Ritu Kumar or a Mango, I think it does better in terms of per square feet sales. That's it.
So in Rare Rabbit, you are selling formal or leisure or sports or casuals?
Sir, it is urban fashion. We are not completely catering into formals. We are about semi-casuals, more of evening wear, more of party wear. And if your office is open about wearing a little less formal, then Rare Rabbit is the brand. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Lavish. Can we have Mr. N.P. Singh, Director BD for Samsonite South Asia?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Samsonite, as we all know, that it's a US-based brand. In India, we have got about 750 stores, roughly occupying 5.5 lakh square feet of a retail space, brand stores, and the similar amount of space through the department stores. And maybe 10% of the business also happens through the traders. Although the brand in India started through the traders, but we failed miserably. And the moment we turned towards the retail, it became suddenly a big success. Not the success within the country, but even amongst the global exposure, the India started to show its position amongst the top 5 retailers in the world. So that was a big achievement for us. And I was lucky enough to launch the brand in India. And not only in India, but whole of the Southwest Asia. And we had somewhere around 78 stores under our direct control from the Southwest Asian countries. Now, the Indian market after the pandemic was little difficult for us to manage through that original numbers. So we ended up shutting down somewhere around 150 stores in last 2 years. And now the idea is to get back to the original number. And for that, we are seeking budgets, the approvals, which is happening in phases. So it's not that easy to open entirely those 150, 60 stores at one go. But this year, we have a plan to open about 20, 25 stores. And every year, we will have addition of new stores to come back to the original numbers. The brand has taken over Tumi, as we must have been aware of. After takeover of Tumi, Samsonite's strength has gone up multifold in terms of designing aspects, in terms of its positioning, and in terms of its global coverage. Because when you have your competitor, which is stronger than you, and if you take the control of it, it really helps us in many ways. So like, Tata taking over a Range Rover. It was not exactly the similar story, but then Samsonite was not that strong a brand in front of Tumi. So Samsonite will launch many more products very soon. There will be something called path-breaking ideas, the very different looks. Like, for example, people used to carry bags in their hand without the wheel. The first wheel was put in by the Samsonite. The bag started to move upward, the vertical, and that was introduced by Samsonite. Samsonite was the first one to make the bag which was used by the astronauts. That was very widely advertised. You must have seen those commercials where the road roller passes through the bag and the bag still survives. So Samsonite's strength is the R&D, and the very strong R&D, something like more than 450 crore rupees they spend on developing the new ideas, the new innovations, which is a very sizable budget. So we hope to have very stronger lines coming in. and to come back to the original number of retail stores, mainly in A cities, because this brand represents and connects better with the A cities, but B cities, we have started gradually to add upon further. Thank you so much.
Great to hear that, Narendra, about that Samsonite was really been the innovating brand in the luggage category. And some of these things we think is so easy that there are wheels introduced, but somebody would have thought through. And I remember the old times when nobody had wheels and you had to pick up the suitcases and go walk with them. Any questions from the developer friends?
Yes. So first of all, congratulations on taking over the best brand in the, you can say, luggage industry, Tommy. So we all are a big fan of Tommy. So my question is that, first question, are you open to now open stores Samsonite Tommy combined or Samsonite separate, Tommy separate? Number two, how much percentage of business you have now recovered post-COVID? As you rightly said, you closed more than 150 stores during pandemic. That was, I think, most hit industry during the pandemic. Yeah. So what's the percentage of business recovered in the month of April to the month of, you can say, April 19 and month of April 22?
Yeah. See, one good thing has happened is that after the COVID, the people have started to travel much more aggressively than what they used to do pre-COVID. So it's a very, very encouraging thing that we grew up by around 23% versus the 2019 April to the April of 2022. So that is something very big thing for us to start with. So, but till January, we have been struggling. So from February onwards, it has just started to move upward. So we hope to have, those numbers surpassing and growing beyond 20-25% annually.
So it's a very good sign.
And regards to Tommy, definitely these are two different brands, two different culture, two different set of target audience. So no way we will be able to combine them together. Not by virtue of mix. It's the same thing like Samsonite do not mix this up even with its own brand called Chameleon, which many of us may not be aware. So we have brands, but it has got its own target audience. It has got its own customer connect. So we'd like to play it differently. Like most of the people I meet during my travel, if I tell them the American Tourister is owned by Samsonite, not many of us know. So we would like that to be maintained that way.
Yeah, Abhishek.
One important thing I would like to add, a lot of brands, they fall prey to the online business. I'm not saying that online business is bad, but we need to protect our retail the way we have nurtured and spent such a huge amount of time, capex, efforts. We should be able to maintain that. It's not that just shift the business from here to there, which seems to be very easy today. But it's a vulnerable business to my mind, to my understanding. So I have been protecting my retail very aggressively. I do not allow those SKUs available in the retail store to be going on the screen and to be bought over at 40%, 50%, or 60%. So that's the way I'm handling my brand in India. And I don't know whether it's easier for everybody to follow through, but that's the way is my approach.
So my question is exactly regarding that, and that's something that I've been wondering, because personally, we've ordered luggage online, and knowing the quality of a product like Samsonite, you have a faith and trust, so you can, get it home delivered, and you would know exactly the sizes. The look and feel is not so much, and like the feel is really not something that you need to go to a store to check out. So what's the percentage between your online versus offline, and has it changed post-COVID and pre-COVID? How does it compare?
See, number one, as I mentioned, that we do not promote online sales for Samsonite, number one. Whatever models the restricted models, we try and put it through online, are the one which we call it as tail line, which is going to be phased out. Like, for example, if I have to phase out in 2023, the line will start to appear on the screen from 2022 mid to end, and the beginning of the first quarter, we just try to flush it out. So only those lines you'll get. You'll not get those lines which are very actively being sold, or which are the in thing for the retail store to be made available online. Because online is a very different play. There, we play very aggressively with the help of probably chameleon. Because people want discount, they want very good price, they want to have value for money. So that play is different. We can't play that well with Samsonite.
Another question is, what is the ratio? You didn't answer one question of mine. What's the ratio between your sales in offline and online? Even though they're different products, but still, like for the...
Negligible. Meaning if I have to approximate percentage, it will be nothing more than maybe 12 to 15%.
That's very encouraging, sir. It's very encouraging.
12 to 15%. That too, if I add American Tourister to it. Samsonite will be negligible. It will be not more than 5%, or 5 to 7%. And that's the way we handle the brand.
That's really good news.
Intentionally, we are doing it. Once the moment we open up Samsonite on the screen,
I'm sure.
I can assure you, people will queue up. Because the brand is so lovely, so well respected, and somebody is getting the brand at home with some discount, why not? Who will visit the store?
No, I agree with you. I have a Reese suitcase, which is from my college days, and I still use it.
Yeah. Even when I joined the company, I've got a backpack, which I still retained it. I'm not using it because it's too old. But they just don't give up.
Yeah.
So I have one more question. What's your expansion plan of Tumi, and in which type of cities you are looking for?
See, Tumi will have very, very, very restricted expansion plan. They will have, like for example, to get one store opened up at Mumbai Airport International, I had to spend somewhere around 7 months of licensing with my US office. So the culture we don't want to disturb. Even if we have taken over the brand, the Samsonite decision happens very rapidly. It happens at my level, maximum I share it out with my CFO, and then we decide. But to me, it doesn't happen that way. It has to go to the US. Now, regionally, we are also connected with the UK office, so it goes round and round. They have to be fully convinced that the brand agglomeration, the brand combination, the next door, the vicinity, the connect, the TG, so many questions they have to be fulfilled, it becomes virtually difficult.
Yeah, great, but do you have any expansion plan of Tumi in Delhi or Mumbai?
No.
No expansion. So this groom is not useful for any developer?
It's basically the opportunity coming up need to be presented to them. It's not other way around, that they want to open up 5 stores, they want to open up 10 stores. No. If I come up and say that Chanakya Puri, there is a combination of brand which justifies the presence of Tumi, it will get approved.
So I think they will open the store provided the right opportunities presented to them. So like NP is saying, there is no business plan specifically to open X number of retail stores, like most of the retailers have.
So they are open to expand, but
very carefully and
very selectively. Yeah.
And sir, do you only look, this last question. Do you only look at proper big malls for opening up Samsonite showrooms, or you look at also neighborhood shopping centers?
See, our experience has not been very good with the neighborhood shopping center as far as the Samsonite is concerned. Because, see, we can't drive in customers. We believe that the customers should be driven in by someone, and then we get connected to them, and the number of customers converting to luggage, the percentage is too low, too less. So if you work upon the entry of 10, my conversion to the luggage will be 2. So definitely you have to have a larger number of people to come in, maybe 100, to get me 10. And the 10, that to the extent of relevance. I've been fighting with a couple of mall friends, saying that don't put me into the luggage zone, because I'm not luggage, frankly speaking. It's too expensive for the luggage. So if you keep me next to maybe your very high-end watch, or very high-end jewelry brand, or very high-end international brand, I will work better. I will have better brand complementing role to be played, rather than being just next to Safari and VIP and Delsi who are running 40-50%, and I'm maintaining my own imagery, maintaining the price of 20,000-30,000 rupees of MRP, no discount, and the very next door fellow is doing something else. So my request will be that if at all there could be a consideration to create spaces for Samsonite kind of a brand to be part of the brand complementary role, we will play a much better role. I've been fighting with Mr. Rajneesh that please retain me at the place where your that watch brand.
Sir, you are one of the few brands who has been in the same spot for 19 years.
I've been able to really convince him, but I had to convince him so hard. Because I could see there standing that the brand from the watch brand coming out and entering into my store. I said, यार मैं उसको मेरा customer दे रहा हूँ, उसका customer मेरे पास आ रहा है, तो इससे अच्छा brand complementing effect क्या होगा? मुझे क्यों आप luggage zone में डाल रहे हो? And that's how, thanks to him, that he understood and agreed. So my request will be that if you could really create this kind of a zone, which is called brand complementing zone, then the luggage zone or maybe the, I can't really speak about the other categories. No,
absolutely great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, NP. Very insightful to understand. You got Tumi, which is a phenomenal cult brand in terms of following. People who always buy Tumi and Samsonite do only buy those brands. So great brands on your portfolio. Let's move on to Nitin Bansal, Head of Business Development for Miniso.
Hi, good evening everyone. I'm Nitin Bansal and I'm heading the brand Miniso for India. So we have presence in more than 92 countries with 4,500 plus stores. It's been almost 5 years in India for now, and we are running 187 stores. So if we talk about our target for this year, we are looking forward to open somewhere around 75 stores. And on an average, we are opening 6 stores every month. So we have presence currently in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, and now we are moving towards Tier 3 and Tier 4. So my request to every developer, if they can give us space in their neighborhood malls, that will be best for us, because we are looking forward to expand more in Metro and Tier 1 cities, wherein we have presence already in the bigger malls or say destination malls, but we want to be there in the neighborhood malls also. So that will be all from my side.
So, Nitin, quite a wave when you came into India, Miniso created. So let's ask the developers, what are they looking from you now?
So Nitin, what's the size now you are looking for? Because you have a lot of collection after these 2-3 years.
I cannot.
So what's the size now you're looking for in expansion?
So with regards to neighborhood malls, we are looking at somewhere around 700 to 800 square feet. And when we are moving towards, say, Tier 3 towns, we are looking at somewhere around 600 to 700 square feet. Earlier, we used to open, say, bigger stores, approximately 2,000, 2,500 carpet. But now we have reduced the size since we have understood the business of India. Earlier, when we were opening bigger size stores, we used to open it on the lines of the stores which we have in other countries. But now Indian customers have different kind of behavior, wherein the business is not as such which we expected. So we have reduced our store size.
And what's your TD compared to malls in neighborhood shopping centers?
It's when I compare it with the neighborhood malls and the destination malls. In neighborhood malls, we are doing a smaller size stores, and when we are going towards a destination mall, we are doing somewhere around 1,200, 1,500 square feet. So the TD is almost similar.
Great. Thank you so much, Nitin. The next brand is somebody who doesn't need actually any introduction. I don't think he has to give an introductory speech to tell about his brand. But Sahil, please come on the stage. We'll still give you 2 minutes. If you still want to tell us Chroma and which mall you're not, I don't think any of these mall developers don't have a Chroma store. You still don't have it. No, you have it now.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. So it's feeling like after 10 years of marriage, you are again getting into Swayamvar and has to sell yourself. So just like Pankaj rightly said, I don't want to take too much of time as we are already running of time. I will just quickly conclude this. So this year around we are looking to open around 150 to 180 stores. From past 4 years, if we see, we are every year doubling the store and new store opening. We used to open 10, 12 store, then 24, then 30, last year 57. This year I have 98 stores. And I would really want you people to help me to achieve my targets. Thank you.
Sahil, I have a question for you.
Okay.
A lot of cities where you have high street stores and you have a very large high street presence, if you have to name top 5 cities where you are not finding a good mall and you think there is an opportunity to create a good shopping center there, which are those 5 cities that comes to your mind?
If I see, Kolhapur is one city. Just to give you a small, so just last month.
First tell me 5 cities.
Okay, Kolhapur, and then I would say Davangere. They are very small malls, not much of mall. Then one, I would say Patiala. It's doing extremely well. Okay, and then Gorakhpur, they are small development, not much. And the 5th one would be, I would say, Porbandar kind of city, the Saurashtra.
Any bigger cities than this, or you're finding good malls in bigger cities?
See, Raji,
so city like Nagpur, any of that size where, 2 million population one can talk about?
See, Nagpur also don't have much of malls.
But such more cities, Nagpur kind of cities?
Nagpur and then Bhubaneswar only have one mall, so I won't name Bhubaneswar. Don't think so. Most of the, like Nagpur is one of them, and then in bigger city.
So malls are well penetrated?
Yeah. See, but Rajni, I would still say good mall is a comparative term. A good mall can be a good mall for some criteria, might not be good for other criteria.
So what I meant is sizable mall, where you can say, yes.
See, sizable mall, again, I would say like post-pandemic, size is again getting a debatable subject.
I'm sitting with Rajendra, so sizable mall is anything 7 lakh square feet to 10 lakh square feet.
See, he don't talk anything less than 7-8 lakh.
That's why I'm asking that size. Which cities you feel there is no good mall of that size? If you have to name some decent, not Kolhapur, which can be called tier 4, tier 5, but in tier 2, tier 3, what are the bigger cities where you say there is not a single good mall, sizable mall?
Sizable mall is Nagpur, definitely one.
I will put the question of Rajnish in a different manner. Tell me which cities Phoenix should open mall.
No, Nagpur is definitely one place where I feel the potential is very good. Okay, and then I would say in Bhopal we have one mall, but there is a potential. See, Bhopal is growing like, if you really see that when you drive from Bhopal to Indore, not even for a single minute you will feel that you are coming out of a city. It's a continuous city. So definitely that place I still feel that there is a potential to for Phoenix definitely to open a 7 lakh square feet mall.
What about Delhi, Sahil? Delhi?
Delhi, yeah, there was a need to a good mall, but Vegas filled everything.
There are many areas in Delhi where actually you can suggest us, because in Delhi also there is a big vacuum. So which are the cities, sub-cities in Delhi you feel that at least 500,000 square foot a mall should come?
See, Delhi, if I really see East Delhi, if I say there are good malls, but if I say somebody who is really planning a good mall and to do it, I think that part is still missing. And probably then I say near North Campus, that is one area where you have a good demand, you have a good clientele and a very, I say upper middle class kind of thing, but still you don't have a good destination place there. They don't have choice then to come to the West Delhi or somewhere. So that place I feel Delhi still have a good place for a mall.
Great. Thank you so much, Sahil. Can I move quickly to Vivek, the Head of Retail and Business Development for Aditya Birla?
Good evening. I have been given a very short and crisp time by Mr. Taneja. I'll straight away jump onto the topic. I represent a company called Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail. We have something from affordable fashion to pinnacle of luxury. So I have Peter England on one part and I have Ralph Lauren on the another. We serve India and we serve Bharat. I would rather speak about the Bharat part of journey because India is something which is pretty much known to each and every developer. And I will also answer very crisp questions about where the next wave of expansion should happen. The tier 2 cities, for example, if I put my brand called Louis Philippe, we are opening a 5,000 square feet store in Meerut, 7,000 square feet store in Allahabad. And why am I opening? Because I want to take up a flagship store presence in these kind of cities. And why in a high street? Because there's no mall, as obvious as the reason could be. Now, if I have something from a group like an Inorbit, a Lakeshore, or a Phoenix, or DLF, or anybody for that matter, it definitely fills up the gap. Why? All the tier 2 city residents have the aspiration, have the expectation. They always travel to the nearby metros. The case in point is the capital of Chhattisgarh, Raipur. I was recently there in the last week. We also do our pin code mapping of collective store, where my online shopping is happening. You would be surprised to know that majority of the shopping is currently happening from tier 2 cities. The highest ticket value is coming from tier 2 cities. Now, which are those destinations? The first in my mind is Raipur. Barring 2 developments, and I wouldn't, don't take offense, but I wouldn't term them very classy in terms of my business presence. Raipur is a town where you will have all the premium car dealership presence. The apartments can claim of a lap pool. But then if you look at a quality consumption, which is happening in Raipur, it's absolutely nowhere. Again, forced to open a 5,000 square feet of Louis Philippe in High Street in Pandey market because the current mall supply doesn't allow me to do that. But can I imagine 1 million square feet from any of the developer? For me, who represents a brand which has got 3,212 stores across 850 cities, consuming 9 million square feet of space, I will personally consume about space for all my 20 brands, which I handle. Such is the potential of town. Now, which are these towns? Raipur, Allahabad, Gorakhpur, Kanpur, Gwalior, Bhopal. You name these towns and you will find one small mall which is serving the needs of the population, but absolutely not the aspiration of the brand like Apparel, where I can clearly go, take a flagship presence and allow them to immerse into an experience. Now the time has come where, as a brand, we do not want to just become another business store where someone comes, buy a Louis Philippe shirt and the business is done. We want to have them an experience which they're Mumbai, Calcutta, Bangalore, Chennai, everybody is happening. We want to have them immersed into the experience of brand, which is where you guys can help us and you have our word on them. Whenever you open, we will be the first one to partner with you. And secondly, I will also tell you in terms of my luxury segment, my bridge to luxury segment, as we speak, I am opening up a pop-up store of Collective in a town called Raipur. I am exploring in Kanpur, I am exploring in Patna. If we are thinking that the money lies in this kind of cities, in our Bombays and the Bangalores and Delhi, we are absolutely wrong. The money in India lies in Bharat. Great. And that's where the real money is. And that's where the brand has to go. That's where the mall has to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivek. Any quick questions for Vivek?
I just wanted, if you go to an upcoming mall today, how many stores would you need with your portfolio?
It's a very relevant but conditional question. It totally depends upon the positioning of the mall, catchment of the mall, and the size.
Let's say if Rajendra is opening 1 million square feet in Raipur, how many stores will you take?
Minimum 12.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vivek. Can I call Mr. Priyank Tiwari from Raymond, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Priyank, and I'm representing Raymond Limited. Raymond houses the Raymond Shop, Park Avenue, Color Plus, Ethnix, The New Baby, and Parks. So as far as the journey of the brand is concerned, starting from 1925, another 3 years, we are going to complete 100 years of into the business. And this is how you can get the surety of the Raymond portfolio, as we are already partnered with the malls. Now coming to the question to the expansion plan for this year, we target to open some 150 stores, and the focus being on the Raymond Ethnics this year. And we are going to add 1.5 million square feet area to our portfolio.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Priyank. Quick questions for Raymond, for Priyank.
So what about your, you can say the tailor shops, you can say the Raymond store and the made to measure. What about made to measure? Are you still expanding them?
Yes, sir. We are expanding made to measure all the other stores as well, other than Ethnics, but very selectively. So we have recently signed 2 stores in upcoming malls for made to measure, and we are open to partner for made to measure as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Priyank.
Thank
Last,
you.
we have a homegrown Indian QSR chain, Rahul Seth from Burger Singh.
Hi. So, can you guys hear me? Yeah. So, I'm Rahul from Burger Singh. I'm the last one, so I promise I'll keep this really short. But I'd just like you guys to take a moment to appreciate this whole Burger Singh lineup that we have over here with the Burger Singh branding. So, thank you for that. We've been over the last 6-7 years in the QSR space, and our particular product is an Indianized range of burgers and fries. We're currently in about 38 cities and have about 80 outlets. The last time we did one of these events was at the Images retail store in Bombay, and we had about 40 outlets there. So the last 6-7 months have been exceptionally productive. We've spent a lot of this time going to food courts, highway outlets, and especially focused on tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So that's where a majority of our expansion has come. Over the next year, we are hoping to do about 120 to 150 outlets and focus predominantly on tier 2 and tier 3 cities and going into food courts and malls. For food courts and malls, we use about 100 to 300 square feet is the sort of store that we use. If you guys, I mean, we can open it up to questions.
Perfect. Any questions for Mr. Singh?
Which are the cities you are looking at?
So we, in North India, we're about 38 cities. We're going to keep our focus on tier 2 and tier 3 cities in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Northeast, and Punjab, and all the places over here that we've not filled before we venture south. It's a supply chain issue, and we really want to run a tight show, so we're going to focus in these areas.
Thank you.
Hello. So you're looking for expansion in, can say QSR format or part of food court outlet?
We're doing, so food courts have been doing really well. Last year we went into Ambience in Gurgaon, Phoenix Palacio, V3S Mall in Delhi, Elante Mall in Chandigarh. All of these have been doing extremely well. A lot of them are food court outlets. We are predominantly focused on food courts. If there's a very good shop available within a mall, we'll take it up. We're not doing takeaways on high streets anymore.
Great. Thank you, Rahul. I think we didn't take questions from the developers for Abhishek Raj from Lacoste. Anybody has any questions for Abhishek? And Vivek Bali for Enrich, and Alok from Village Food Courts.
So I have one question for Vivek ji for Enrich. So we have seen your presentation. There are 2 types of, you can say, beauty stores are available. One is the one who are doing services, like in North, looks at Gitanjali, and they are selling, you can say, products also. And the other one, like Sephora and Nykaa Lux, they are selling the products, but they have small area for, you can say, experience also. So are you looking for the zone which the beauty is selling, or you're looking for the zone where you have salon, but selling the products?
Yeah, so ours is a combination of beauty products and services both together. So we would be in the, preferably on a ground floor kind of a scenario. And obviously nearby could be, some boutiques of beauty stores, or could be a beauty retailer, or could be an H&M or a Zara, or any good brand in the masstige to premium segment.
So what is the percentage of area, in terms of area, to the beauty selling products and the services?
Generally, we are 50-50. And in some cases, depending on the brands. Because right now in our stores, we have, say, on a 2,600 square feet, we have close to about 45 brands. And the service area remains the same. And in a larger store, like say 3,100 square feet, we have 80 brands almost, 78 to 80 brands. So in those stores, the beauty section gets a little more space.
So means the customer who is coming for buying the product, you're offering services to her. Not the customer who was coming for services, you are selling products. Because you are looking for ground floor 2,500 square feet in a premium zone, and you are offering 50% of that area for services, which can easily be catered to the upper floors where you have all salons.
Yeah, so our model is a combination model. So we will be looking for a combination of that. We offer, see, most of our, what happens is people who come for services, we recommend them products. See, if you come to a beauty salon, by getting one facial done or one waxing done or one manicure, pedicure done, you don't really serve the full need. After that, you have another 29 days to go when you come back again. Most of our customers come back every month. So you need to sell them products to take care of their balance part of the day. So we do active selling of products when they come for service. And when they come to buy products, we recommend certain services to them.
Great. Thank you so much. I'll really appreciate all the retailers who came on the dais and shared their insights about how they're looking to set up their businesses and expand their business in India. Thank you so much for the developers for a good session and asking them in terms of how can they partner better with you. Thank you so much. And I think we're closing the session with this.